the strongest January hurricane for 61 years happens to be the year I decide to row across the Atlantic. I'm genuinely that lucky. We actually got a text message from our weather route, and it just said, hurricane coming, row south. Nothing else. We got hit by the hurricane. We put out something called a power anchor, massive parachute, just hooks you, does two things: stops you getting blown the way you've come, which is really handy, but also keeps you facing the waves and in the most stable position. The worst of the hurricane passed us in 24 hours, and then we had to wait 2 more days before we pulled the power anchor in and continued rowing. And then 46 days after setting out from the Canaries, we rowed into English Harbour in the Caribbean, in Antigua, and into the record books as the world's first physically disabled crew of 4 to row any ocean. We got to meet Prince Harry and the other one. But more importantly, rowing changed my life again, as significantly as losing my leg. Because about 2/3 of the way across, after Hurricane Alex, I was rowing, and I just suddenly realised I'm still the same person. I'm still that same person who set out on that journey to work. And I can't explain to you how important that was, unless you've lost that thing that sits in all of us, sits in the centre of you now, and tells you who you are. Unless you've lost that, I can't explain to you how important it was gaining that again. But added to that, that person, that self, was that person I could finally be proud of. That person who wasn't a coward. But it also taught me something else. It taught me how wrong I was to think that I had to define myself by my disability. And I also saw another opportunity, and I grabbed it. I knew that I was still in the Marines and they'd still be paying me, so I reckon for about another year before they finally kicked me out. So I could work on something full-time. I just rowed across an ocean, so I knew how to do it. And I saw a record that had stood since 2002, when a Norwegian called Stein Hoff, he rowed solo and unsupported, completely on his own, from Europe to South America in 96 days, 12 hours and 45 minutes. Now, I thought that record was gettable, and if I, as a disabled person, could beat an able-bodied record, that would send a massive positive message that no disabled person should be defined by their disability.